Hello everybody, today's our topic is gangrene. Now we are going to discuss the therapeutics of gangrene. The scope of homeopathy with gangrene, if it is there or not there, is definitely individualistic, but therapeutics are definitely to be remembered and understood properly. Now this particular thing is very important in surgery because you have therapeutics questions in surgery as well as clinical practice, just to know what all drugs you have for indicating, indication of gangrene, because it's very important. Now whether it is dry gangrene or wet gangrene, the pathology, everything is just makes up as a limitation of homeopathy only. And you should also know the scope of the homeopathy, and for that you should know the basic differences of the gangrene, right? Whether it is dry gangrene which has proper line of demarcation, or wet gangrene there is no line of demarcation, you should know it. Now coming to arsal, you should be very clear, because arsal is like a first thought drug. The restlessness, the disintegration, the caustic effects of arsal, the destruction of the tissues and the sloughing is well known. Apart from that, the gangrene of the bowels, which offensive smell and tendency to form erysipelas, is present in arsal. Internal organs gangrene, right? And the offensiveness and the healing is very delayed in arsal. Then you can think of giving arsal for that patient. And the most important thing is violent inflammation and erysipelas, right? And general anasarca, obviously. The amelioration is by heat, burning, lancinating pain, but amelioration is heat, aggravation, midnight. So this is a common drug for gangrene, and it's a very, very important drug. Right, now coming to cecal core. Cecal core, the appearance is itself shriveled, numb, mottled, dusky blue tinge. It is like that. So it is very, very good remedy for dry gangrene. Arsal, bowels are affected mostly, so that is wet gangrene, right? Cecal core is dry gangrene. Also gangrene which is present in old people, or senile gangrene, that is also indicated in and comes under in the indications of cecal core, right? And also blackness of the outer parts are present. Now you also remember cecal core for abortions, right? See, this is also the constitutional appearance of the patient itself shriveled, right? And there is burning sensation, which is better by cold, which is the opposite of arsal, right? Arsal burning sensation, which is ameliorated by warmth, and aggravation by cold. That is in opposite present in cecal core. Also anthrax becoming gangrenous, and there is sanguineous vesicles which turn to gangrene is present in cecal core. Desquamation will obviously be there. Coldness of the part is the common symptom for gangrene of any drug. Almost every drug discussed today has coldness of the parts, and carbovec has cold perspiration as well. Okay, and then what is the pathology of carbovec? In boric it is clearly given the disintegration and imperfect oxidation of the tissues, which is the keynote of carbovec, and that results in the sluggish flow of the blood, and that results to the chronicity of the complaints, right? Because the blood seems to stagnate, it is not able to cure. The flow of the blood is not happening, and the cure doesn't take place. Cure will take place eventually, but the healing is so delayed in carbovec. Also the blood, the appearance is mostly coldness, ecchymost, and blue cold marbled with venous over distension, which is present in carbovec. And you have gangrenous spots on lying on the bed, and in old patients or like bedridden patients you can find this gangrenous wounds. And aggravation is open air, amelioration by fanning. It is as well present in lachesis. Now what is the difference between lachesis fanning and carbovec fanning? Please let me know in the comment section. Okay, and coming to the other parts of carbovec is like again senile gangrene is present. The skin is moist, beginning in the toes, that bleeds easily. Now crotalis horridus. Now we have discussed first three most important remedies of gangrene. It's not that crotalis is not important, it is also important, but the characteristic of crotalis horridus is tendency to bleed is very high. Bleeding from every mucosal outlet is present. Also low septic conditions, and you have general decoloration of the blood or disorganization of the blood and disintegration of the blood. Okay, and the formation of clots, the tendency is slightly high in crotalis horridus compared to lachesis. The pain is also excruciating, right? And aggravation from open air, warm weather, and dampness. Okay, now coming to in particular gangrene, it anthrax is present and the boils, malignancy is present, the tendency to form malignancy, and the sensitivity of the skin is on a different level. It's just so sensitive skin, yellowish color, vesications are also present in crotalus horridus. Now coming to anthracinum, our very own most popular remedy for gangrene or any boils which have the tendency to form malignant is present in anthracinum. There are carbuncles, there are malignant ulcers, boil like eruptions, and everything. The burning is as if coals of fire were put on the part. And septicemias are present, black and blue blisters are present everywhere, and glands are swollen. The lymphatics, red streak runs through the lymphatics, is also present in anthracinum, and succession of the boils. Now, coming to gangrene, gangrenous parotitis is present. Now, coming to lachesis, lachesis is another golden remedy for gangrene. Decomposition of the blood, amelioration by fanning, cellulitis, varicose ulcers, intense prostration, and hot aggravation, and the marked hemorrhage is the characteristic, with bluish black or purplish spots is characteristic of lachesis.